we death and rebirth and learn so much as we evolve on the ascension journey into source enlightenment and into embodiment of source, of God, of the light. We have to let go of so much on this journey. But it is not without rewards that we do so. We get upgrades for all of our sacrifices and the things and places and situations that we outgrow. And sometimes the soul just calls you to move, and that your energies, your blessings are meant for a higher calling than what you're doing currently. So it's always been something really pressing inside of me, that I felt like I was here on earth for a different reason than most. And not that we have different reasons, but I felt like I was set apart. I was definitely put through different torches than most, and we've been through the fire in so many ways in our lives, but we were refined by it. We were refined by the fires and purified in the flames of eternal purification, and we were created for this, with this purpose, master crafted by God, to be the bridge between paradigms, that we are embodying our highest selves. Therefore, we are energetically bridging the gap between the 3D and the heavens. I've been a little sick lately. I've been going through a lot healing, and I've been spending a lot of time with my ex-husband, and I have to confess that, because my energy and my soul mission is sacred to me, but I feel like I have really worked my energies out with source so much that I can enjoy and keep a balance in my life and my journey and my school with source. And I know that's my stewardship with God is everything to me. So God's worked so hard on us, and we are working so hard for God. And we have to be very careful about our energy, as it is sacred to a higher mission that is unfolding on earth, because we are vessels of light. We are way showers, and we are healers. We are very, very blessed in our quantum superpowers and awareness of our souls and our missions here. We are definitely extraterrestrial. There is no question about it, and that our souls are eternal. We well beyond this lifetime or any matrix or external veils in the 3D. That God's sacred warriors have been. We were in darkness. We were through the fire. We were refined in the waiting process, and we have given our lives fully to embodying the highest plan for all of humanity on earth. This is what our souls were chosen to do before we incarnated, and this is why God has set us apart. And we are very awakened and aware of our holy missions here. And we know that it's only a matter of time until the world starts to see that chosen ones are real, and that we exist, and that we love you, and that we had to go through a lot to break through the third dimension and through the devil's curses and spells cast against us. The plans and plots against us were very, very, very strategic. So we had to level up and heal and get strategic ourselves in order to win and to take back our power and help to energetically flip this paradigm into what God actually intended for us all along. You know, our divine blueprints are to be here and to be heaven on earth, to live in love with the heart and the soul of Mother Gaia, to protect God's sacred children, and to love and heal and be one with God. So it was a inverted matrix. We came to this planet, we had our memories erased, we forgot who we were as souls, and we went through hell, quite literally, for a lot of us. But you know, it was inverted too, because God loves us so much on the other side of that veil that we endured warrior training, and that God was customizing our wings to help us to be these beautiful butterflies. Our souls are infinite, and we are too. We can embody this light, we can embody this love, and it is worth any surrendering that we have to do. In order to make room for who we actually are, we have to let go of who we once thought we were. We have to surrender to the light and just let that restore you. As you are the light, you are the love. And there's nothing to prove. You just have to embody and trust in God's will. And we are all a part of this wonderful plan that is unfolding in this world, and we are all custom created uniquely to be a piece of this grand tapestry that is unfolding for us. That God has laid out the entire kingdom of heaven for us, and as this has been and always has been our divine inheritance. That is why the devil tried so hard to steal from us, to shrink us, and to make us forget our true wealth, power, and abundance that is eternal with God. I know that this was always going to be in God's timing, and I have been patient, I have been impatient, I have felt the pull energetically as it has been refining me, and I know that I really have felt like there was an invisible enemy on me my whole life, as all I was trying to do is good in this world. And I followed my heart and not the crowd, and I stayed true. That I was put in really hard situations in my life, but I never sold my soul. That part of my me was just way too sacred to ever die, and I was always meant to break through. My soul has come online, and we have been working this ascension journey into total freedom and liberation from the veil of falsity, the matrix, the mind control programming, the lies and manipulation. What is so wonderful here is that we all have the power within to be free, and that God is showing us the way. God is leading us, and we get to follow. We get to be part of this great unfolding. And God has much higher plans for us than our human selves could have ever perceived in the third dimension. We are living God's miracles. We are truly vessels of the light. And what God has shown us is there is nothing too hard or too heavy for us to pull off. We can free ourselves to heal our minds, to heal our hearts and our vessels. The poisonings, the chemicals, the traumas, all of the chains of oppression that the devil has set out to energetically enslave us. God gave us sight to see through the veil, and we see very clearly the plan that is unfolding ahead for humanity. And we really do love you so much, because this has not been easy for us at all. You know, we're fighting this multi-dimensional war in so many aspects in our lives, and there are so many different ways that the devil tries to siphon from us, to infiltrate and to take our power and to shrink us in this world. And we saw very, very strategically the enemy by seeing its attacks against us and realizing that we are here to beat this beast and to help humanity be free from the chains and shackles of mental slavery. The devil is a master of illusions, but it has no real authority. God is the authority. God is the only authority to bow down to surrender to. The devil's been very tricky in this world to try to shift the power dynamic and the programming and the propaganda that has been forced fed to human beings for generations on our earth. We understand that, and we love you, and we're here to assist, because the way that they have programmed us was to disempower us. To make us forget that we are the masters of our earth simulation, that this is all a opportunity from God to level up and to be our highest self. Through all of the different timelines that we have jumped to in our ascension journey, there has been blessings and upgrades for us. to have. Surrendering for God, for God's highest will, is the most beautiful blessing we can do, is to embody love, heavenly love, fully and free. That we are infinite in our divinity. No limits. Unchain our hearts. Open ourselves to the remembering that God is doing this all for us. Miracles are infinite. In order to be the greatest story ever written, there had to be bad guys. There had to be the attacks were so amazing and methodical, masterful. I have to hand it to the devil for it was all to help us to level up and understand the real programming at work here. All right, well, quantum upgrades, heart chakra expansions, complete oneness with my ancestry, my roots, my angels, my guides, the whole universe. All is love, all is peace, all is unity, all is freedom. We are so loved. We really want to have New Earth sanctuaries for God's chosen ones, like immediately. And it is time. It is time for us to build the New Earth sanctuaries. You know, our souls just want peace. We don't want to have to be in that matrix. So we need land and places where we can be high frequency and anchoring in our healing with Gaia. The devil has tried to keep us disempowered by keeping us without a home, to keeping us unrooted and ungrounded. But we are anchored in with Source, and we are locked and loaded with Spirit. So, you know, it's all happening. It's all happening. doing what we do to best surrender to it, and to keep speaking our light and our love for you, because we are building it together energetically, that we are here in our hearts, seeing and trusting all the beautiful plans that God has been unveiling. And it's more beautiful than anything that we could have thought possible. My heart and prayers goes out to anyone who is houseless or homeless right now. It is getting so cold here in Spokane, and I cannot fucking wait to live in a world where there is no longer homelessness, where there aren't people living on the street like trash, like the Matrix threw them away and they are literal trash polluting the streets. It is disgusting to live in a world that the devil has created to be so evil and oppressive against us. Trust us when we say that God has a much higher plan. God has a much higher plan for us than what the devil has put us through collectively. And it is on us to open our hearts and remember that God put within us the keys to the heavens. That love is the most powerful superpower one can embody. And if you can break your heart open, you can be a vessel of light. You know, God will put us through things to break us open. And it is through the fire and the darkness that we go through that we make room to embody our true soul's light, love, and potential. Infinite power and potential. It was always ours to remember and embody. Energy is free. Love is the key to unlocking the entire universe and heavens. I never thought I could be so blessed to have gone through everything that we've gone through, immense darkness, to come out light on the other side. The devil cannot stop us, and we are the victors of this war. And we are chosen by God. We wear the crown. And we are shining our light for the world to see. We love you. God loves you. You are safe. You are sacred. You are beautiful. And the devil cannot rob you of your divinity. It is within you to embody. Don't let them try to trick you out of your blessings. So, hello world. Hello world. Please understand that our positions with God are not up for debate. That you can't shrink us with your opinion. You have no perspective on our soul's eternal oneness with Source. The patriarchy has done a number to enslave women on planet Earth, and it has all been an evil design to suppress the divine feminine, because she is the most powerful healer. There is no force in this universe more powerful than a woman's love. And she was always going to come back to protect her children from these parasites. Our ancestors sent us to finish the war, and we have healed their wounds. We have ascended into the light. No longer will we allow the devil to be a parasite. I will not shrink myself for them. I will pledge myself, my energy, to be sacred and to be used by the Most High. No entity or enemy operating in darkness is allowed access to my sacred energy. I am manifesting, I am powering the age of light, freedom, and liberation for all souls on Mother Earth. And the world will hear us. We are all one energetically. We have merged our consciousness to God's highest will in finishing this. To finishing this war and birthing the new. We are our ancestors' greatest weapon. We are God's greatest weapon. And there was never any stomping out of our royal bloodline, as it does not even exist in the physical. It is eternal. It is infinite. big upgrades and channelings. We have been really enjoying spending time with Kevin. And though I know our marriage is we're divorced, like the literal reality of that hitting me hasn't fully set in. And I think I'm like holding on partly, but only because I am madly in love with him. I love him. But because we know our energy is something that God is doing and blessing us with, and that we are very sacred, and we've been very parasited on in our lives, as we are very highly tuned empaths. We have felt everything our entire lives. In fact, we felt everything. The entire universe, Mother Earth, the shift, the traumas, the trials and tribulations, the tests that we've endured, all to free our souls, all to take back our power, to remember who we are and to be free with God again. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And my throat chakra has been heavily attacked in my life, and it is important that I exercise it and to keep speaking. And we are, and we want to sing more. We want to get out on some land, to sing to our trees, sing to our garden. Even living in the city, I still, make it a point to sing and to speak and to do videos and to talk to others, because we are healing this together, as we are all a part of this, and everywhere that God has us stationed is the right place and the right time and the right people, even if sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Energetically, we are connected to something so much more vast and infinite than what we see in the third dimension in our lives. It hasn't been easy for us to surrender to our highest mission and to being so used by God for to do God's biddings and to go head to head in battle with the devil and with the dark forces and the entities. This life has always been an epic journey. We've taken chances and risks, and we surrendered ourselves to the highest plan for all souls on earth. We have been energetically feeding this new paradigm our whole lives. It has all been custom crafted to be our training simulation so that we can master energy and take back our power and create. We're taking all of this light that God is giving us and we are creating, we are speaking our truths, we are bringing together beautiful souls and soul family and angels of the light. You know, we are coming together. We are unifying 144,000. We are having conversations and we are talking to each other. This is unfolding, and God is in total control of what's unfolding. Everyone is doing their part energetically, and the ones who aren't are not going to be able to vibrate on the ones and parasite on the ones who are. And that's what's happening on a quantum level here. Woo! I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I am honored to be here and to be a vessel of light for God. And I think that the world is saved. The world is saved. It's us. So let's maintain our frequency, our power, and our presence. Because our presence is our greatest gift. So don't waste it on those who are not worthy. You are the one who is most worthy. Your beautiful heart that refused to give up even when the whole world was against you. That you stayed true to what was within you, stayed true through God. And nothing and no one could break you of your purpose. You are such a beautiful soul, and that's why God made you to be unbreakable. That you could withstand the fire that God put you through and come out even better for it. That God created you, master crafted you to be the most beautiful butterfly. And you surrendered to that alchemy. You went through that metamorphosis as God had kept you hidden in plain sight. And you plugged in and did the work. You are so beautiful for your metamorphosis and for your healing. You are so amazing. So we have really wonderful gifts here. God has blessed our lives so completely that we remember how amazing we are. And God is finding ways to remind us every day. And we are healing our nervous systems, and we are remembering that we are the ones. It's us, not them. the so-called elite, the governments, they are false authority. They were just a veil for us to break through. There is no stopping our souls when we are one with God. There is no barrier, no chain that can keep us down but ourselves. And we can truly free ourselves and be what God naturally intended for us to be as souls all along. I am so honored to be of service and to surrender to Source on such a level of embodiment. And I am so honored to be chosen to do this. And I am so completely amazed every moment of my life to be so embodied, to be so loved. And I have seen my God battle for me. I have seen how protected we are. And I have seen that everything has happened for us. For us. We were the great masterpiece that God was making all along. Forged by the fire. We were. Every story along the way, every step, every battle, every bruise, every backstabbing, every betrayal, it made us even more beautiful butterflies. That our wings are so massive. God made us special by design. We are God's greatest masterpieces in the making. It's getting cold out. I want to say before I go that this hasn't been easy for me because I used to be very shy and very silent, so I've had to overcome and heal many generational curses and things to bring my highest self through. To be a light in this world and to surrender to God's highest mission for me. So, we have a lot of light, and it is Source, it is a gift, and we are honored to be able to carry it. It doesn't mean we think that we are better than anyone or anything like that. It's just that we have broken our hearts open to be vessels to heal this. And we have done this. This is all our divine alchemy unfolding. This whole life, this whole simulation. And that God has a much higher plan for us than what we could have perceived when we were in the third dimension and in that construct, the cage that the Matrix was to contain us and enslave us energetically so that we would forget our infinite divine power. it's called. So I gotta have land, I gotta have a home, I gotta have my new earth sanctuary. I am feeling like the devil is trying to trap me here in the city and in Spokane, and in Kevin's comfort, and I don't want that comfort to become a cage. So I've got to protect my soul and to higher align my life so that I am off any parasitic attachment with old earth. We are taking a stand and taking over and respecting our boundaries, because people have been very parasitic on our energies and tried to take advantage of our pure hearts in this life. But we have learned to protect ourselves and to maintain our sovereignty and peace with God, with the Most High, despite every attack that the devil has sent against us. The only battle that is the battle within, if we can free our minds of false control, we can truly change things in this world. Higher embodiment and surrendering to Source helps us to be better vessels of light. We let go of what doesn't align to our highest growth. And we love universally without attachment, because we know that our love is serving to greatly elevate the path of human evolution and to bring that healing into this world. We are the medicine. We are medicine workers, medicine women. Yeah. Happy to be of service. And I want to continue to go forward and to teach, because that is what God has called us to do, no matter what. So, rain or shine, rich or poor, in sickness or in health, you know, we are here for you. But we are here for ourselves too. And, you know, who's going to show up for us if we don't show up for ourselves first and foremost? So we're going to do this mission, but it's going to be it's going to be on a higher level. We are not operating small in this world, in the quantum realm. That yes, we chose to incarnate here very small in the physical, in these earth vessels. I am 5 feet tall, so. But spiritually, we are huge, huge, infinite. So big that the world doesn't even perceive us or see us, because we have just exploded into Godhead. And it's been happening actively for some time. We're not amateurs to this ascension journey, and what anyways, I want to do a podcast with Soul Sisterhood of the Light. And I don't know how often, maybe I just starting off having a guest on and to talking to her and talking about what God is guiding us to do in the new earth and going forward for humanity and what's ahead for us. So that's one of our plans. We have getting on some land and having a garden and treehouse community where we invite beautiful souls, God's chosen ones, to get together and to be amazing and to be divine and incredible. God's delays are not denials, and I know that God is got land for us. God has 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 got land for us. This is our home. This is our home while we are here. Our souls are one with Gaia. Our healing is one with God. This is our land. This is our land. This is our land. Repeat it after me. Speak the truth. This land is our land. Getting some real good downloads coming through. So I feel that the need to expand this matrix cannot contain my soul. I am exploding with light. And I can't shrink myself. I can't. And I won't, and I refuse. Society and its judgments, and through the struggles and the stagnancy, the feeling like we are underneath all of this weight, all of this darkness, all of this slavery and struggle. You know, our ancestors carried huge weights and chains, and we had to fight through this energetically with them as one. And now we're free. Now we're free. We get to see that this was always the plan. And we are blessed, we are loved, we are so powerful, and we are God's most incredible warriors of the light. All that darkness, and they could not stop us. I love God so much, and I love that we have such a deep connection and understanding and knowing of each other, and that we have really, really, really come to where we are constantly communicating, and that I've deepened to that oneness again. And that's sacred. It's sacred. And it's not for sale. I've never been for sale. And I am sacred to God. I would never be for sale. I cannot be bought. I cannot be manipulated. I cannot be infiltrated. Because my guides, my ancestors, they would see it. And they would speak out, and they would protect me. And they would make me know. So, you know, I am locked and loaded on spiritual gifts and blessings in this quantum realm. So, whether I'm recognized for it or not in 3D. Thank you! I don't want to encourage him, but that was beautiful. Thank you, God. Love you. Okay, we're going out with a bang here. I love it. That was such a beautiful divine blessing, and I'm glad that showed up on the camera too. So yeah. All right, so they're telling me obviously it's time to wrap it up. I love you. we've got big plans for 2026 and coming into the new year, and we really want to energetically devote ourselves fully to our soul mission. The devil has really tried to be a distraction on us and to disempower us and to try to distract us. But we're always doing this. We're always working regardless of where we are, who we're with, or what's happening. It's just who our souls are. We are abundant with God. So we share and we give and we speak and we help light the path forward. But I want everyone to know that God's got this. God's got this. So you can let go. You can let go. And just live in the now. Live in the now. Share from the overflow. Enjoy each moment. Life is a gift. Spend it with those who really deserve your light. Know that you are sacred and you are a blessing, and don't sell yourself short. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Because God sees much higher for us than we see for ourselves sometimes. And it is when we surrender to God that we get out of our own ways and allow God to help us to really see the truth and embody the real true blessings that we have. It's getting cold, I gotta go, and they cut me off and I'm going out with a bang, so I'm gonna wrap it up there and say, it's happening. We're growing every day. God is expanding us, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So, we'll continue to grow and expand our operations on earth as we already are in the heavens, and abundance is our birthright. And we are entitled to our divine inheritance, and God has got us. Our light is here, and we are here to be used as vessels. The world is going to have to stop ignoring us, and this is happening, and it can't be stopped. So, that being said, here I am. Here I am. I didn't know I could be so blessed, and it's a little scary for me how blessed I am. But God has opened my eyes. And I can't go back to being small after that. And I won't. I can't stop. I won't stop. Not until I know that all souls on earth are free. All right, I'm crying and I'm shivering, so I'm very, very cold. So I'm gonna go, but I just want to tell you that I love you, and I'm very, very happy with what God has done to make me who I am, and so that I can be such a light in this world, and to be able to serve like this is such an honor. We've got a lot of great ideas, a lot of great inspiration happening, and we're not alone in it. The source, our angels, ancestors, our future selves, like, they already know that we're setting off so many blessings by freeing our souls here and changing this paradigm. So I mean, genuinely, like, fully from my heart, with all respect to you as a sovereign being, do you want to stay in the ugly lie? Or do you want to surrender to the beautiful truth of who you are and how loved you are by God? Do you want to shrink yourself and play small in Satan's society that was designed to shrink you, to steal from and siphon on your life force energy? To keep siphoning on and trying to get you to offer it your seed. I think they put porn everywhere, and you know, it's something that as an awakened soul I have an unease to it, that, you know, it is not of God's highest light for you to be spilling your seed, especially over pornography and darkness. So it is sorry, they are looking at me across the street over there. And the dog kind of barked, so that lady there is an interesting vibe. But the dogs are very, who knows what her story is or what she's been through, you know? It's like, probably a story there. But people are interesting, you know, and I love them all and their uniqueness, and God's working on all of them. Working on us all, working through us all. And here I am, still going on and on. But I'm gonna wrap it up and get back to where I'm going. And I'm gonna keep taking you with me, and I'm gonna keep keep myself healthy, keep myself sovereign, and protect my soul, because the light that we carry is here to help this world. So I'm going to do what I can to live my best life. One more thing, I know I go on and on. It's infinity rising for a reason. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'm not gonna. There's a lot going forward to go down. I am very informal in my teachings. My soul is ancient, but my human vessel is like, well, unorthodox. And that's the thing, is that God has made us very unique. And we were prophesized chosen ones. That my mother was even given instructions by an enlightened being on raising me. And she was told that, not to force any kind of way of upbringing on me, that she was going to have a chosen one, and someone who was going to be very powerful for this world. My mother saw the light in me before I knew it or saw it within myself. I was, in fact, a miracle baby. And so many strings in this universe had to be pulled in order for me to exist. As my mother knew it was her destiny to have a boy and a girl. And that she was to raise me to be someone to think for myself. To find my own path, to get hurt along the way, to make my mistakes and to grow from them. My mother is a queen in this universe. And she taught me what I needed to learn and gave me the space to get bruises, to hurt, to go through things, and to heal from things. She understood herself to not be a perfect person, but she knew that it was necessary to get hurt and to go through things, to learn in life. So she didn't force me into religion. She didn't force me into any one thing. She wanted me to truly find myself and be myself in my authenticity, because she knew I was different. She knew I was a light. And that's what we've done, Okay. I was gonna go on this whole other thing here, but it's like once I open my throat chakra, it's not easy to close it. That's funny. Something feels off in my jacket. Alright. I like being magical and different. I like it. I love it. I like being me. I don't want to be anyone else. God made me different, and I'm more than okay with that. I am very, very, very happy about it, in fact. So, God's got big plans for us. And we've got big plans for this world. And now is the season in our lives where everything starts working out in our favor. We get all the aligned opportunities that God has coming for us. Our hard work and devotion to our soul missions, have been seen and used, and we have been warriors of the light. And we have won this battle. And now we are birthing the new. Now, everything that darkness did to try to stop us or suppress us, it's behind us. They tried their best. The devil fought an amazing strategy. And we took some wounds, a lot of healing to do. But we made it. That is by God that we did. And it is by God that we do for others. And that we all are here to do that. To change this world. To live in love. And the moon is so glorious tonight. I really do think about my homeless friends, and I don't I hope they got someplace warm. And let's live in a world where homelessness doesn't exist. Let's do that. Let's live in a world where no one is thrown away out on the streets like they are trash. Let's do right by others and do right by ourselves by respecting our sacred and sovereign energy as vessels for source. Let us shine our light and teach the others by example. You know, we get to inspire others. Alright, I am gonna go. I'm freezing cold and I need to put my hood up. So I think that's what's messed up on my jacket here. Alright guys, I love you. Help us get land. I need help. I need help here, and I'm doing everything I can to serve God. God knows this, so our breakthrough is gonna happen. I have no worries about it. But we're not gonna shrink ourselves for this matrix. We're not going back into slavery. We are here for God's highest plan to unfold. We are already wearing the crown, and we are taking back the throne. It never belonged to the devil. It was always ours. Your sovereignty with God is your salvation. Alright guys, I'm going to close it on that one. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your light and blessings in this world. Keep going, stay empowered. Don't let them poke holes in you. You know that God is using you and your light is needed here. So keep going. I love you so much. God bless you, soul family. God bless you, 144,000. Links to support Infinity Rising are below. Thank you in advance, and I'll be with you again soon. Good night.